Hello, hello. Come on in. I'm coming on a little bit earlier today. So I've got some stuff going on tonight. But I promised I would come on and I would do some nails. So I'm getting all that ready. I thought we could catch up on stuff. I was gone yesterday. I had a horrible migraine headache, I think, from weather. So I figured today we'll do it early. We'll catch up on anything we missed yesterday and today. There's a couple of little things I found having to do with Nancy Guthrie, and then we can peek in and see what JLR is doing today or whoever, while I do some. I'm going to try and experiment with some spring colors and stuff like that. See, just get an idea. It's getting to be that time of year, so I need to up my stock because I went on a meeting the other day to the marketplace, and that's going to be starting soon. So, and I wish I could take you guys live there, but they play music in the background and live music, and so I kept getting copyrighted every time I try to go live there. But before I start, I do want to go over this. This is something that I saw today, and I know a couple of people have already talked about it. But additional images were recovered from the cameras at Nancy Guthrie's home, and this article is kind of confusing, though. It's like, are they grasping at news, or is there something new? So it says the FBI has recovered additional imagery from the cameras at Arizona home of Nancy Guthrie, the missing mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Sources briefed on the investigation told ABC News the images were recovered in recent weeks from motion-activated cameras trained on the swimming pool, backyard, side yard, and side yard, the sources said. So that's probably just reporters and searchers, and investigators were unable to recover video footage, but reduced size thumbnail images captured when the cameras were triggered by motion. The cameras recorded nothing suspicious, the sources said. Investigators were able to observe several people in the back and side yards over an unspecified period prior to the abduction. After Nancy Guthrie was taken, law enforcement officers are seen near the pool. However, the cameras captured nothing on the night of the abduction, the sources said. Investigators have drawn no conclusions as to why, but one source described it as odd. Excuse me. Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Tucson area home nearly 7 weeks ago. Yeah, day 41, in the early hours of February 1st. So, yeah, I think that doesn't really seem like breaking news to me. I mean, I think they're just kind of grasping at straws at this point. The next thing I wanted to show get in the right spot. Now, this is something different. This is Matt Finn from the Fox News channel. And he says, new info in the Guthrie case. This was 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago. A law enforcement official close to the Guthrie case tells Fox News this afternoon that new photos have been recovered from all 3 cameras on the Guthrie's property, as ABC reports. That includes the front door camera, the driveway, and the backyard. Fox has told these images do show people in cars, but currently nothing is considered suspicious, no arrests, etc. These images were captured in the days and weeks leading up to Nancy's disappearance on February 1st, but federal investigators have so far been unable to recover new images from the critical hours on the actual night and early morning that Nancy went missing. Fox is told that the FBI does not have plans to release these new photos at this time. If there was a reason to share the images with the public, the FBI would. So, a lot of no news today has been, kind of what I'm trying to find. And I ended up, there was this from earlier. I did catch this. He had 50.
How long are you guys planning on staying here?
He said 50 of these pictures.
How about to Nancy's found?
That's good. I hope you do. I really, truly hope you do.
Whether it's here in the flesh or in spirit. How about that answer?
That's fine. As long as they find her, that's all I care about. But
how long does it take for her to paint each one?
Oh, about a half a day.
Half a day each one?
Yep.
So these are like multiple days of painting.
Oh, this is a week's worth, probably a little more than a week.
Whoa. And her name is Pinky, correct?
Pinky, that's right. Donna is her real name, but Pinky, she goes by.
Does she have like a art studio?
She did have. We just moved here from Bisbee. She had a studio down there. She used to post these pictures in restaurants that people would buy them off the walls. She's gonna start doing that here, but she's been ill. She hasn't been able to get out of the house too much.
Gotcha.
So she just sits there. These are just really scrap. She's not really putting. I mean, she's putting effort into it, but it's not the kind of painting she normally does.
Yeah, that was all I had for. Oh, I know. No, I'm sorry. I scrolled again. Sorry about that. I'm trying to find. I think that's probably going to be on here. So I have like 1,000 tabs open, so my stuff's moving a little bit slow, I think. Here. Let me get this one for just a second. No, it's old. Here's a good one. This is my
to Local 13 News that the family's been 100% cooperative. He said that before, and that family members were ruled out as suspects in the first few days. Now, if he means Savannah, I can accept that. I believe she was in New York at the time her mother went missing. But if he's referring to Annie and Tomas, it's a lie. That's a lie. And we know it's a lie because we need only to look back at the sheriff's own statements. Here he is in a montage dating back since the beginning of this case in SOP 50.
Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have.
Oh, we're just going, hi, by the way. We're just going over just some clips and stuff from what the sheriff said. I'm trying to find the sheriff's newest interview that he did. So I figured I'd fill the time with this while I search. I thought I had it. Oh, oops, incorrect.
Enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy, we know, or our gal. We just don't know that.
Are you actively investigating the son-in-law in this case? You said you haven't eliminated everybody. Have you eliminated him or come close to it?
We're actively looking at everybody we come across in this case. Everybody. It's so cliche,
Sheriff?
but everybody's still a suspect in our eyes. That's just how we look at things and
Beg
think
your pardon?
as cops. Does that mean we have a prime suspect? No, and the family's been very cooperative. They've done everything we've asked of them, and we want that relationship to continue. And sometimes people can be mean out there, and that.
And forgive me if I don't see all the chats right away. I'm in other tabs, so I'm like back and forth, and I can't always see the chat. But it is not personal. I promise I'm not ignoring anybody.
Can really harm us and harm our efforts.
Weird, Maureen. That doesn't sound the same to me as all of the family members have been ruled out as suspects from day one.
No, it doesn't. And he acts as if we're all being unreasonable for even questioning whether or not Nancy or Annie and her husband are involved, when, as I've said numerous times, and all of us on this panel here, we've done a number of rollback warrants to different locations, but I've never done 6 on one location. I mean, we're the ones following the facts. When law enforcement shows up at a house over and over and over and seizes a vehicle, and then the one, her husband, Tommaso's been completely out of pocket. No one has seen him since that day he did like that, the gangster lean in his car trying to get away from the press. We're not the ones being unreasonable here.
Well, here's what's crazy, Maureen. Now he's saying to Local 13.
And I found it. So let me close down some of these tabs. This is... I believe this is the right one.
Tonight, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos giving an update on the search for Nancy Guthrie nearly 6 weeks since her disappearance.
Do you think that this suspect could strike again, whoever did this?
Well, absolutely. We believe we know why he did this, and we believe that it was targeted, but we're not 100% sure of that. And so it'd be silly to tell people, yeah, don't worry about it. You're not his target. Don't think for a minute that because it happened to the Guthrie family, you're safe. No, keep your wits about you.
We pressed Nanos about that potential motive.
There is something that's come out in the investigation that gives you a sense of motive here and why this person did this?
I think it's come out from day one. I think from day one, we had some strong beliefs about what happened, and those beliefs haven't diminished.
Do you believe it was a burglary gone wrong?
I'm not going to get into those theories. We have our beliefs. Everybody else has theirs.
Nanos says he's intentionally withholding their theory and other details in the case, citing the integrity of the investigation. He confirmed investigators have been asking about potential internet issues the night of Nancy's abduction and said they're looking into the possibility a Wi-Fi jammer could have been used or if there was some other electrical disruption that night. The sheriff also says he's still hopeful the DNA found in the home will lead to the suspect. Liz Kreutz, NBC News.
We think.
So, yeah.
Got a master electrician in
Let's see. Shut down these tabs.
Hello, Brian, master electrician.
I am, and I'm from Florida.
Great state, Florida. We love Florida.
Yeah, look, I've worked at Gulf Bay of West Marine in Clearwater.
Nice.
You do this.
I can call it, all you guys, 857. I want to get out that flag
Put that up so that no one thinks that I'm JLR or Brian Enten.
What device?
948 up of the garage and the 950 drop of the garage. Okay, now which device was that stored on? You've got an emergency red handle inside a jog, and that door could be going up and down all the time. In other words, bypassing the keypad.
Ah.
So that's one thing. But here is it's really hard to get away from Dr. Q's thesis, as he says. You know, it's a hypothesis. It's a thought that hasn't been proven. Now, here's mine. The only itch I have on what I'm going to say is nobody's claimed the that is, hey, Nancy had a birthday January 27th, and he called, hey, Mom, why don't you come over Saturday? We're going to have games and some kids, and we'll have a birthday party. Okay, great. Listen, Mom, Tomatoes going to band practice. We'll send an Uber. Mom comes over. They're doing their hair, and maybe, I hate to say it, but I think there was some type of confrontment to Tommaso when he drove Nancy home. Whether it be, hey, one of the children's bathing suits was, his hair went down, maybe, I don't know, something like that. Maybe he was all drunked up when he got back and she was mad. Boom, he reacted, went in, opened the door, went to the back, opened the door because Chris, No News Danos, did say, look, the back door was wide open. That time, he could leave, get one of his bandmates, you know, to go over there and do a little show in front of the camera. As far as that blood in the camera, I would not be surprised if maybe Nancy went to check the mail a week ago. And we thank the 12 nurses that are watching. Hey, they aspirated. She went out to water the plant, checked the mail. The screen door, you know how screen doors are with that spring-loaded mechanism, bang into you. Maybe here in the nose, she aspirated, thanks to the nurse, we know that term now. She coughed or sneezed, the blood pattern is apparent, that's a possible solution. Other than that, I've only got two more things to say. My middle name is Leigh.
Billy?
And I would say happy birthday because my birthday was December 27th, 1955. And I'll tell you what, I want to give a shout out to Steve Lukner. When this case break from Agenda Free, he turned me on to you. And then I was looking for nighttime coverage. Got turned on to Dad's, Jacob. That's Icamel turned me on. There's so many people backstage. You guys are on the ground, making it happen. And I'd like to go have a lunch with you if you ever get over here to a little place, Orange City. It's between Orlando and Daytona.
What's it called?
Thing.
What's it called?
Comparison with the.
What's the town called?
Sure.
What town?
Orange City.
Marsh City? Orange City.
Orange.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah. It's over by like the land.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one thing. You know old Grady Judge over Polk County, and you got over here in Volusia County, you got Medium Mike
Chitwood.
There is absolutely no reason for Nanos not to do this. They do the same thing. They'll come up and tell you nothing other than it. Our detectives are absolutely the best. I'm working with Brian Haas, the state attorney. We're getting it done. And he'll absolutely say, well, y'all be careful, be on your guard.
I don't even think Nanos
not
talked
even
about
doing
the state attorney or county prosecutor in any of the press conferences, right?
I don't remember him talking about him.
Absolutely.
Controlled.
Don't forget Sheriff Ivy, Brevard County, too. He ain't no joke.
Oh. Dude, I was
He's the one that
raised
goes-
in Brevard County.
Brevard County.
Chat, I'm the old galley gator on the chat. So I'm I'm all over the nighttime with Jacob and the daytime with you. I've been glued to this case. Hey, you guys are you're the public information daytime
Public information officer.
in the Nancy's Army. So we appreciate that.
Hey, thank you, sir. And one birth date that you said is the exact same birth date as me, December 27th. That's why you said it. That's
And
beautiful.
Savannah's.
And Savannah's. Me and
So-
Savannah have the same birth date.
Really?
Yeah, she's December 27th too.
Did not know that.
Yeah, now the more you know. Public information officer, JLR.
I know. Nancy was January 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Savannah's December 27th.
Yeah, mine is December 27th. I'm only 21 years older than you.
Nice. Well, I wish I could live as long as you. Hopefully,
Oh, man,
God willing.
I'm 70. I'm just an old hippie Army veteran and chilling out here. And I'm glued to this. We're like a gator on a catfish, brother. We're not letting this go.
Is that a Florida term?
A gator on a catfish. We're not going to let this go.
That's right.
Gator on a catfish. Oh my goodness. The gators, they go for catfish.
So that would be like a rattlesnake on a rat out here.
Yeah, we need some Florida sheriffs on this, right? We need
Well, yeah.
Grady Judd. We need
Yeah.
Sheriff Ivy. We need
Well,
Sheriff
we have Sheriff
Shitwood.
Lamb. We have Sheriff Lamb out here.
Sheriff Lamb.
Hey,
I don't know
shout
much
out
about him.
Sheriff Lamb. Come say hi.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't get away with this long in Florida, would they?
Now you need Sheriff Florence
Pinellas
from
County, little
Michigan.
Sheriff Bob.
they're not afraid of going to the media. Look, how can Tim would think that his citizens are feeling comfortable? Be on your guard. So
Yeah, we love our Florida sheriffs. You know, Florida sheriffs, they don't play in Florida.
Well, he came in with a chain one day. I was watching that.
Thanks for the
interview.
call.
Thank you, JR. 857 rocks. So does Jacob and JR. We should have lunch one day.
Orange, Florida.
Orange City.
Orange City.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We love our Florida residents. I love Florida.
I've never
I-
been. That's one of the states I
If you're
haven't
from
been.
Florida, I'll talk to you. Stuff doesn't happen like this in Florida. Not like this. How are you not going to have the perps vehicle?
And no cameras.
Florida Department of FDLE. FDLE, they would have had this person. Florida, yeah. I think so. And then Grady Judd will be having these nice, elaborate press conferences showing the perp's face. Seems like it's a perp now. Perp. Welcome aboard, folks. Where'd everyone go? Quiet now. 2:00 and streaming along.
So what do you think? Do you think what the sheriff says is promising, or do you think it's just more... Oops, sorry about that. Or is it just more bull from him trying to keep everybody's eyes away? What do you think?
All right, I got somebody coming on. A friend I've known for years wants to speak that just reached out to me. It is Jay for Justice. Jay for Justice, a friend of mine. Jay for Justice, I'm going to get you on here. You want to speak? Jay for Justice, my friend, who covers true crime cases.
Hey.
Hello, how are you? What's going on, Jay for Justice?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. What's going on? We haven't ever got your perspective of the situation.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you do at this point. Like, I'm stumped. I really don't know. Like, I've ran every theory that I can think of without getting too crazy. But the thing I wanted to ask you about that you didn't really go into detail about was the map that you got.
Mm-hmm.
From, like, you said it was like Annie's route or something like that?
Yes, that was provided me by a neighbor. It's a route that Annie was reaching out to neighbors all across the board here. I guess it was some sort of neighborhood group chat asking people to check the surveillance and the ring cameras of a particular route.
Interesting. Did they say that she drove that route that night then?
That was cool, yeah.
I didn't really get into more details. It was just provided to me. Let me see if I can get this map where it's at. I had it somewhere. I'm gonna try to look for this map. Why does that particular area pique your interest or something?
I thought it was interesting because it looks like it veers around that golf course where you guys were at, and I'm not really sure, you know, because I'm not there. But have you driven that exact route, like beginning to end?
I have not, but let me get it here. If I can flip this around, hold on, and then I'm going to show everyone if it will come up this way. Hold on. Okay, so let me, for some reason it's not letting me spin, but here, I'm going to put the camera down and show everyone the route. This was provided by a neighbor here, and it's a route, and here it is. Let me clear it up. All right, there it is. So originally start out all the way on the right, pretty much Nancy's home. It progressively goes west, goes over first. It seems like it goes down this road that's just north of the Denny's that takes you to Oracle, then up to Roller Coaster Road, and then Roller Coaster Road west.
Huh. Heard a lot about that Roller Coaster Road throughout this.
Yeah, Roller Coaster Road. So what do you think? What are you thinking about this map here?
Why would Annie want people to start at her mother's and go? It looks like it's going east, no?
It's going west. I mean, it's going from Nancy's home west or south of where Annie and Tommaso live. Either or, whatever way, either or, east, west, west, east.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's an interesting path. I just wondered if that was the regular route you would take, you know, going to and from their house.
Well, there you go. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why she said that particular route.
There's her link. That's who.
Hey,
Tucson,
Tucson,
the phone
give
right
me a second. Can you come here for a second? Is there anything going on with SWAT? People are saying in the chat there's SWAT situation going on. Is it related to this case?
Most likely, if it's in town.
I'm sorry, Jay, but people are saying
SWATs. You got the Tucson Police SWAT and you got Pima County Sheriff SWAT. So,
yeah, people are saying Dad's going live SWAT, but I'm looking on his feed. Is it related to this?
Like I said, I think
he goes on road trips a lot and just drives around to different locations. But there appears to be some bunch of vehicles. What is this? Hey Jay, I gotta let you go. I gotta
Yeah,
look
got
into
that.
this.
I got
Alright, I'll
that
talk to you later.
picture
Thank
a
you.
while
Bye-bye.
earlier.
I mean, look, there's definitely a bunch of vehicles here.
Well, to me, I saw that
It looks like
picture,
it just looks like vehicles, law enforcement parked in a field.
Mhm.
I have to look into this.
yeah, I saw that earlier, and obviously at this point that was posted. I mean, I saw that posted hours ago. If it was really something, Enton would have found out. The word
Yeah,
would
I
have
checked
gotten.
Enton and Nerdy Addict and all those guys before I came
But
on, and
they might
I didn't.
be on an encrypted channel because that night on Friday the 13th, the last Friday the 13th,
Oh yeah,
we actually saw it. Remember, we saw it, SWAT on here.
another friend.
Now
Yeah,
it's,
but there's stuff going on, so we have to. You have his number?
I got somebody I can message and see if
I have his number somewhere. I'm gonna look into this.
I know a firefighter out there. I'll message and see if they know what's up.
I'm getting up Jacob on right now. Find out what's going on. It just looks like a bunch of vehicles in a field.
Telephone number.
Like FBI or some sort of SWAT in the field.
So somebody here's a post about it. Did the FBI finally listen to me about searching the quarry in Vale? So there's a quarry. Here's some more detailed photos of what they're doing.
Is this related to this?
That we don't know that, but this girl, whoever said,
where's the quarry failed? Do you know the address?
we could probably find it, but somebody said this girl said she did the FBI listen to, so she reported something about a quarry out in Vale, Arizona.
So it's based off a quarry report. If it's
They see me driving around, but I'm not.
There's him going out there right now.
Vale's pretty far distance, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about an hour from here. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, Dad's going live. He got it under control. So if you guys want to go see what's going on there with that, go on over and see if it's related. And you know, if you want to come back and report on what's going on and share with us. But you know, that's what it seems. It seems like there's some vehicles over there. It's in a field.
Border Patrol training. Somebody said, Nick said.
Border Patrol training, we're told.
Possibly.
Some training, FBI training.
Border Patrol.
So they train out in the hills?
Yeah, they do. I mean, there's a big Border Patrol headquarters here in Tucson.
How do you feel about the whole situation and everything?
About going out there?
Everything.
Oh. You know, as far as feeling, I think the Sheriff Nanos having those 2 interviews, I mean, when was the last time before that? So I think if he's feeling confident enough to go to NBC and have an interview, then maybe in his mind, I mean, I'm trying to put myself in Nanos' shoes, which is impossible. But maybe he's thinking they're circling someone or they have absolutely nothing. That's what's crazy about it. I'm still not convinced on the one perp theory. Even though Dr. Q is a smart dude, PhD, writes books. So I'm thinking that's one theory. And then the other theory is the simple, stupid theory, which is just a home invasion that went wrong. These people, if they're doing these things, they're most likely on drugs. They're going to take Nancy. They freak out and they take Nancy because she's a witness. So that's where I'm at. I'm at a crazy psychopath. One theory. Two theory would be home invasion, burglary gone wrong, like Brianna Whitney said. And then the three is the wild conspiracy of Savannah, Spain. And so to me, that one is the more far-fetched one.
I just got a text from a local saying that what they do out there is training.
Training.
It's training out there.
We would have heard about it if it was anything
Yeah, it's
else.
training, folks. It's training. So
Enton is going to get the first lead. If he leaves,
I just got a text from a local said they're out there all the time training, doing their training and stuff.
I just posted because the helicopter last week I posted and it was doing. Someone said, "Oh, they go out there and train."
FBI or law enforcement training.
I don't think it's that. I think it's Border Patrol. I mean, we have a huge Border Patrol presence.
Yeah,
here.
I was just told by a local who just said JLR heads up. They do training out there all the time. It's federal law enforcement and out there doing training. Probably like SWAT training and things like that. No, but a lot of people in the chat were like, there's something going on, SWAT, Dad's going live, SWAT. And, and I'm just trying to find out what's going on. And it seems like it's a training thing that they got going on out there. But then you showed something with some woman talking about I gave a tip to about a quarry.
Yeah, that was. You did say that.
They finally acted on it.
So,
training exercise. People say call Jacob back. He tried calling you. I don't think he tried calling me, but I'll call him back. It's forensics.
Tried and true out the door. Top coat.
6.
This is quick dry, so it shouldn't take too long after I get.
All right, a few other people want to chat. I gotta sit here and have some chat here. Oh.
And I'll play the other video that I was going to play. It's only about 10 minutes long, but about a case that was solved years later by DNA.
Carol says, my suspects have just been eliminated due to Nanos' comment. Please, I want to talk.
Hello, JLR. How are you?
I'm doing great, Carol. I believe I spoke to you before. I'm just going along the top down the list. You said you want to talk. You had some suspects before. Who were your suspects before?
Well, I'm the one. In fact, I think we talked yesterday. I'm the one who thinks it's a woman on the front.
Oh, you with the woman.
Yes, me with the woman. And you and I spoke yesterday regarding who's in charge of Nancy's finances, being an elderly woman and all that. Well, I've thought that it was Annie, and I based that from the very first video when she tried to act sad in the crocodile tears. She looked guilty of sin to me. So I'm going to throw Tomato in with it. So Annie and Tomato have been my suspects. However, according to Mr. Nano, Sheriff Nano, whatever he is, he made the comments, was it yesterday or today, a little blurb about how things are going. And he said that Nancy had been specifically targeted. Okay, that could be Annie and Tomato. But then he also said that everybody still needs to be on alert, that they need to be aware that this could happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, there goes my theory about Annie and Tomato. Because if they felt that it was Annie and Tommaso, they wouldn't tell people, you still need to be alert because this perp might do it again. Annie and Tomato are not just going around the neighborhood, kidnapping elderly women or elderly people or things like that. So by him saying that Nancy was targeted, and it could still happen again, everybody be careful, it just kind of moved my Annie and Tomato thought out of the way. Like, it's not them, it's somebody random who maybe does target, elderly people who do live alone. Maybe that's what he means about Nancy being targeted, because A, she lived alone, and B, she was elderly, so they think she might be an easy target. And by telling, people to be alert, don't get all relaxed. This could happen again. Because I believe he was asked, could this happen again, or could this person strike again? And I believe he said yes.
He did.
Okay, I want to make sure. There's been a lot going on today, and
So with that being said, who do you think? Okay, so you're one of the people that listened, that believed that it was Annie and Tommaso. Now you don't think so. So you just think it's somebody that was targeting somebody elderly?
Well, if I use the logic part of my thought, then yes. If I use my heart, I still believe that it was Annie and Tomato.
All right. We'll see what happens here, Carol. I got to keep it moving.
Yes. Well, take care. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. So let's do this. Doesn't seem to be anything big happening on that home front. I am going to play this. This is about 12 minutes long, so it'll give time for these nails to dry and me to start some nail art. I don't have to. This is interesting. This is if you've ever watched the movie Austin Powers, this is about the character, or the man who played the character, Random Tasks. His name was Joe Son.
That's you, right? That's me. And what we did, showed that to the girl who was kidnapped. She goes, 100% certain it's him. I've seen that face every night I go to bed. She said, that's the face I've seen of the guy who kidnapped me. One of the guys who kidnapped me and raped me. I mean, just that alone screws you, okay? No doubt about it. Okay, and the DNA is saying, yes, you're the guy. And you're sitting here saying, how is that going to fly, Joe?
Hi there, and welcome to my channel. If you would please hit the subscribe button on your way in, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you see, hit the like. It's free and it helps get me out in that algorithm. All right, let's get on to today's topic.
So today we are going to be revisiting the story of Joe Son, who was best known for his role in the 1997 movie Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. He played the character Random Task, which was a parody of the James Bond character Odd Job. This was also his final film role. Previously, Son had appeared in several low-budget action films, including Joshua Tree, Blood Fist 5, Human Target. He played the main villain in Lorenzo Lamas action film Bad Blood in 1994, and he played a supporting role in Shoot Fighter Fight to the Death, and a leading role as the main villain in its sequel, Shoot Fighter 2, in 1996. And honestly, my opinion is the best role that he ever played in was Random Tasks. He played a spy that worked for Dr. Evil, and he comes in on Austin's honeymoon and tries to attack him. And the famous line from this fight is when Random Task takes his shoe off and flings it across the room almost like a Chinese fighting star and whacks Austin Powers in the head. And he says to him, "A shoe? Who throws a shoe?" It is honestly one of the funniest moments in the entire movie. Before his acting career, Sun was a mixed martial arts fighter and retired with a record of 0-4, though he had appeared before in Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC 3 in 94 as Kimo Leopoldo's cornerman. Sun had his proper debut at the UFC 4 event, entering the tournament billed as Taekwondo 3rd Dan Black Belt, and founder of a style called Joseon Do. He was pitted against Kempo karate fighter Keith Hackney, whom Sun outweighed by 30 pounds, but he was 7 inches shorter. Sun carried a large cross into the ring, but struggled under its weight. Although Sun placed Hackney in a chokehold, his opponent escaped and punched Sun repeatedly in the groin, which was legal under the rules of the event. Hackney then choked Sun to earn the victory, when Sun tapped out. After his fight in UFC, Sun competed in a match for the K1 Kickboxing Federation, facing established star Nobuaki Kakuta. The much heavier Sun initially led the pace with body shots and knees, scoring a mild knockdown by right hook, but he was eventually knocked out by Kakuta via high kick and punches. In 2002, Sun debuted for Japanese promotion Pride Fighting Championships, fighting Takada Dojo exponent Yasuki Amamura at the Pride The Best Volume 2. He infamously wore a leopard thong, the Pride logo, and sported eye makeup as well as a bowler hat at his entrance, and hugged Imamura during the stare down. The bout was short, and Sun quit after he was taken down and almost slid out of the ring, claiming an elbow injury. On April 12, 2002, Sun also took part in Extreme Pancration 2, wherein he faced Joe Maria. After a brief exchange of strikes, Maria landed a hit which drew blood, and Sun then refused to continue fighting, and the fight was called. The result was officially listed as submission. Sun would return to Pride in July, facing Jukai Nakajima, and he once again gave up after being injured by being thrown on his head by the Japanese fighter. Sun was also a professional wrestler in Japan for a short time, wrestling Shinya Hashimoto at All Japan Pro Wrestling's second Wrestle 1 event, and working as singer and dancer for Hustle's third event. After Fame, Joe's life went downhill. Joe's son was first arrested for kicking in the door of a roommate's car. He pleaded guilty to felony vandalism on May 16, 2008, whereupon he was sentenced to probation and 60 days in jail. As a condition of his plea agreement, Son was required to provide a DNA sample. On August 18, 2008, he was taken into custody and given an additional 90 days in jail for failing to report to the Department of Probation and keep them informed of his current residence. In early October 2008, his DNA sample was matched to a sexual assault cold case that occurred on Christmas Eve, 1990. Already in custody for a probation violation, Son was arrested at the Theo Lacey facility on October 7, 2008.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. He was, okay. Young girl, 19 years old. Late at night, early morning, Christmas Eve, 24 December 1990. Driving home to the apartment complex on the first. She parks in the carport. Two guys jam her in the carport. They grab her, throw her in the car, drive her some distance away. That's bad. It's very bad. And the DNA tells us it's you. And wrong guy.
On December 24th, 1990, the anonymous victim was walking back to her apartment alone with her dog. Son distracted her by asking for directions and pretending he was lost. Son and accomplice Santiago Gaetin, a friend from high school, then forcibly dragged her to their car and threatened to kill her. Son and Gaetin repeatedly sodomized, tortured, and pistol whipped the woman. Eventually, after pushing her out of the car without clothes and carrying out a mock execution, Son released her. Investigators collected DNA from the woman and created composite sketches, but there was not a large enough DNA databank in 1990 to make a connection, and the sketches went unrecognized. After Son's 2008 arrest, the search began for his accomplice. Gaetan was identified when a photograph of Joe's son was paired with the sketches, and detectives matched his DNA to the crime scene. Son was initially charged in Orange County, California, with 5 counts of SA, 2 felony counts of forcible sodomy, 2 felony counts of sodomy in concert by force, 7 felony counts of forcible oral, and 1 felony count of sexual penetration by a foreign object by force. He faced a maximum sentence of 275 years to life. However, before jury selection could begin for his trial in August 2011, the charges against Son were dropped, having been expired due to the statute of limitations on SA and kidnapping. Son was instead charged with conspiracy to commit murder and torture, crimes with no statute of limitations. Gaetan, 40, confessed and pled guilty to 1 felony count of each kidnapping, sodomy by force in concert, R in concert, forcible oral, and forcible R with a sentencing enhancement for committing R while armed with a firearm. He was sentenced January 28, 2011 to 17 years and 4 months in state prison with parole possible in 2018. In an interrogation video filmed by the Huntington Beach Police Department, Son touts his acting career, but denied crime or any contact with the victim, which he maintained to his trial.
I do comedy, play bad guys sometimes. GC Austin Powers. I played a little role in Hardwiring.
During the trial, Orange County District Attorney's Office maintained that Son and his co-defendant pistol whipped and tortured and repeatedly essayed their female victim before releasing her with her pants tied around her eyes. During the trial, the woman said that Son told her, "It's Christmas. This is your lucky day." Son was found guilty of 1 felony count of torture and given a life sentence. Less than a month later, Son was accused of killing his cellmate, Michael Graham, who was beaten to death. The beating happened October 10, 2011 at 5:25 p.m. on Yard Reception Building 5 at the Wasco State Prison. The man died 25 minutes later from multiple blunt force trauma injuries. The victim was someone who had lived as a transient and was serving 2 years for failure to register as an SO. After the killing, Son was moved to solitary confinement. On September 13, 2013, Son was charged with Graham's murder. At his trial in 2017, he was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter and received an additional 27-year sentence. As of October 2014, Son has been an inmate at Salinas Valley State Prison in California, and that's where he shall remain. And that, my friends, is how Joe Son went from the big screen to behind bars and ultimately not only ruined others' lives, but ruined his own. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and taking the time to listen to this story. And I will definitely have more to come. So stay tuned for the next one. And everyone have a great afternoon, evening, whatever it may have you. Peace, love, and Clawz, y'all. Out. One last thing before I forget. I'm really trying hard to grow my channel and get myself out there for more people to see me. So if you like what you heard today and you'd like some more, please hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe. It's free, and every time someone new does it, it gets me out in that algorithm and gets more people to see me, helps me grow my channel. And I just thank you if you've already done it. Again, everybody have a great day. Bye.
Okay. Now, I'm going to play one more. Let me find it. Oh, this was one. This was Samuel Little. We were talking about him the other day. Oh, wait 1 second. I'll put this up real quick because Jay for Justice is back on doing a call.
What's going on?
So one point I wanted to make.
I'll start the
Don't you find it interesting that the only time we heard from the Guthrie children was about ransom? Like, if you think back, if those ransoms never happened, would we have ever heard anything from them?
It's an interesting question. I don't know. Because they're centered around their entire social media posts were about responding to the perp and the ransom.
Yeah, and why only Instagram? Like, Savannah has the media, NBC, at her fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems wild to me. Like, we watched you, with Dateline out there doing these scripted interviews, but where are those interviews? How come we haven't seen them yet? There's been, nothing from Dateline. I know usually they do it when cases are closed, but they were out there interviewing. So where's the interviews with those people they mic'd up?
It's going to be for a Friday PM special 1 month from now.
1 month from now?
Well, I'm just being sarcastic. It's going to be for a Friday Dateline premiere, the exclusive behind-the-scenes look at...
Yeah, I guess I expected since they were there that it would be that Friday, so I looked for something.
It is interesting that the Guthrie family really only addresses the perp and the ransom stuff in the course of this.
Yeah.
Via Instagram.
Instagram only, because some people don't even have it. Now, granted, it's reshared and everything, but it's just weird to me. I don't know.
What else catches your eye about this? So, yeah, you've been covering this from day one, right?
Oh, my God. Just everything. I'm just trying not to get wild with the theories, but it's kind of hard not to now that we don't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to clarify something that I heard you guys talking about earlier. The glove, the bloody glove, was a different restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah, it was a different restaurant than the El Charo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It appears, but here's the thing about it. Which restaurant? Because the bloody glove was found about, 2 miles from here?
Yeah.
If it's on Campbell, there's no restaurants near there unless you go all the way down the river in Campbell.
That's what I was wondering. What restaurant is across the street from where the glove was found? Nothing.
Which is it? If that was the one found on the street, which it seems like that's the one they were talking about, there's no restaurants around there. It's residential.
Yeah, it's weird. Something's off with that. And then now we hear they're at El Charo for 2 days.
I think we have the remote viewer here.
Oh shit! Again?
Yeah, I'm going to see what she has to say. I believe.
Yeah, get her Nancy Grace table out. I'll talk to you later.
You have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
I think. I'm not sure. No. Nope. It's not the same one. I thought this was. I thought that was. She had an SUV though. Sorry, she came by and said hi, and she had an accent. I swear it looked like her a little bit. Hello, who's calling me? Hello. Calling up. Hey.
This is a thank you.
Oh my goodness.
That's for you.
Because I knew you guys said hi to me.
Yeah.
So I thought she was the lady that was here yesterday. Can I share this?
Yes.
This is so beautiful. Look at this. This is a rock that was just provided there. What's your name?
My name's Chris.
You want to talk on cam?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. All right. Chris, thank you very much. Boots on the ground 2026. Bring Nancy home. What can I do with this? Place it down there or keep it?
You can do whatever you want with it. I actually just wanted to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
And I actually tried to paint boots, but they're not easy. So you got two, son.
Look at this. That's beautiful.
But thank you, JLR.
Thank you.
We
What's your
appreciate
friend's
you.
name?
My friend is my sister.
Oh, okay. Sisters.
And her name's Marcy. She's been following you for years and years and years.
Hey. Yeah, I knew you guys said hi. And I thought, okay, they I thought you were somebody else for a second. But this is
We have a Sharpie. Do you think it's okay to write our name on one of the candles that Jacob put down?
do whatever you want to do.
You know, he had 100,000 people
Yeah.
asking,
Yeah.
So, we're going to do that.
Were you guys from town here?
Mesa.
Mesa?
Yeah.
Came down to pay respect to Nancy.
Absolutely. I am very empathetic, like Jeep Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Jeep Girl?
Jeep Girl. You remember Jeep Girl?
Oh my gosh, I felt for her, but yes, we just wanted to come and pay respects, and I painted a rock for Nancy. It is 857.
Jeep Girl's doing okay. She responded
She
back.
all right?
Yeah, she responded back.
Okay. We have to get a, I know I have to.
Got a rock. Got one for Tucson too. I won't share that moment. That's for you. It's cool. I'm gonna take it home with me. I'm gonna put it on. Listen, I'm gonna take it home, and I have thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna put it on like I have like a thing with different things like my YouTube plaques and whatever. I'm gonna put it there.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll show it on my live stream whenever I go home, if I ever go home.
If you ever go home. You know what? I will tell you, when you come to Arizona, it is hard to leave.
It is.
We try, but we end up coming back.
There's ribbons over there. You guys want to see?
Oh,
Ribbons? Yeah. Hey, bring that right here by the grocery.
So nice of you guys and very thoughtful.
Saying God bless.
Uh-huh.
So I brought you it's a cross thing that you rub. You can rub your thumb on it and kind of, So we brought you that.
So you got the cross there too.
Yes, mine is Moldavite. I think it's my stones.
I wear a cross.
Yes,
I've
love
been
it.
tremendously blessed for years.
Yes. So anyways,
Thank you. Very
that is
sweet.
for
Thank you, guys.
You've been
And
out
God
here
bless
every
you
day,
guys.
and it's hot. So
Thank
God
you.
bless you too.
Thank you.
One of those times you get my video.
Got a cross. Cross too. You can rub your thumb on the cross.
Like a worry stone.
Very, very thoughtful. And a rock and a cross. And they're paying respect to Nancy.
So let me do. Let's do this. I'm going to do a second one. This one is about Samuel Little. He was literally one of America's most prolific serial killers. That's the title. This was how I brought in the new year this year. Was doing this, but this guy is scary, and they finally caught him after like years and years and years and years. So watch this while I do the rest of these, and I'll keep monitoring to see if anything happens between JLR, Brian Enton, and any of those guys. So here we go.
Welcome to my channel. If you would please hit the subscribe button on your way in, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you see, hit the like. It's free and it helps get me out in that algorithm. All right, let's get on to today's topic. Today we're going to be discussing a man named Samuel Little, who was deemed by the FBI as America's most prolific serial killer, going on a 40-year spree before he was caught. Samuel Little was caught and arrested on September 5th, 2012, at a homeless shelter in Louisville, Kentucky. He was initially arrested on an outstanding narcotics possession warrant from California. While in custody, authorities used DNA evidence to link him to 3 unsolved murders in Los Angeles from the late 1980s. This led to his conviction in 2014 and subsequent confessions to 90 additional murders across the United States. This man had like a photographic memory, and remembered all of his victims, and sketched and painted many portraits of them. And I'm going to be featuring them today as I read the story of Samuel Little. But first, let's listen to a clip of him, and you'll see the detail that he remembers, and it's chilling. So, here we go.
A black male dressed up as a female. Okay, how tall is she?
Marianne about 5'7", 5'6". She weighed about 135.
Okay.
Maybe 140.
And how old do you think she was?
She was 19.
Okay.
Now, as I read the story of Samuel Little and his victims, again, I am going to be showing shots of some of his drawings that he drew of these victims. Now, some of them were connected to crimes, and some of them weren't. Doesn't mean he didn't do them, though. It just means they didn't find this woman. She wasn't missing. As in most cases, the women that he murdered were women that not many people were looking for or cared about, unfortunately. So a lot of these became unsolved. So let's get on with the story of Samuel Little and his victims. Samuel Little, born June 7th, 1940, was an American serial killer who was convicted of 8 murders and confessed to committing 93 murders between 1970 and 2005. The FBI's Violent Criminal Apprehension Program has confirmed his involvement in at least 60 murders, the largest number of confirmed victims for any serial killer in American history. Little provided sketches for 26 of his victims, although not all have been linked to known murders. His crime spree stretched across the country, from Miami to Los Angeles. Little was born in Reynolds, Georgia. The census from the year Little was born said his mother, Bessie May, worked as a maid, and that his father was a 19-year-old Paul McDowell. Little said that his teenage mother was a lady of the night, and that she abandoned him as an infant. Soon after his birth, Little's family moved to Lorain, Ohio, where he was brought up mainly by his grandmother. He attended Hawthorne Junior High School. By his own account, he began having fantasies about strangling women as a child, starting when he saw his kindergarten teacher touch her neck. As a teenager, he collected true crime magazines depicting the strangulation of women. In 1956, after being convicted of breaking and entering into property in Omaha, Nebraska, Little was held in an institution for juvenile offenders. His mother was listed on the booking card as whereabouts unknown. Little moved to Florida to live with his mother in the late 1960s. By his own account, he was working at various times as a cemetery worker and an ambulance attendant. He said he then began traveling more widely and had more run-ins with the law, being arrested in 8 states for crimes that included driving under the influence, fraud, shoplifting, solicitation, armed robbery, aggravated assault, and rape. Little took up boxing during his time in prison, referring to himself as a former prize fighter. In 1961, Little was sentenced to 3 years in prison for breaking into a furniture store in Lorain. He was released in 1964. By 1975, he had been arrested 26 times in 11 states for crimes including theft, assault, attempted rape, fraud, and attacks on government officials. In 1982, Little was arrested in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and he faced charges for the murder of 22-year-old Melinda Rose Lepre, who had gone missing in September of that year. The grand jury declined to indict him for her murder. However, while under investigation, Little was extradited to Florida and tried for the murder of 26-year-old Patricia Ann Mount, whose body had been found in September 1982. Prosecution witnesses identified Little in court as a person who had spent time with Mount on the night before her disappearance. Due to mistrust of witness testimonies, Little was acquitted in January 1984. Little moved to California, where he stayed in the vicinity of San Diego. In October 1984, he was arrested for kidnapping, beating, and strangling 22-year-old Lori Barrows, who survived. 1 month later, he was found by police in the back seat of his car with an unconscious woman, also beaten and strangled, in the same location as the attempted murder of Barrows. Little served 2.5 years in prison for both crimes. Upon his release in February 1987, he immediately moved to Los Angeles and committed at least 10 more additional murders. Little was arrested on September 5th, 2012, at Wayside Christian Homeless Shelter in Louisville, Kentucky, and extradited to California to face a narcotics charge, after which authorities used DNA testing to establish he was involved in the murders of Linda Alford, killed on July 13th, 1987, Audrey Nelson Everett, killed on August 14th, 1989, and Guadalupe Duarte Apodaca, killed on September 3rd, 1989. All 3 women were killed and later found on the streets of Los Angeles. He was extradited to Los Angeles, where he was charged on January 7th, 2013. A few months later, the police said that Little was being investigated for the involvement in 3 dozen murders committed in the 1980s, which until then had been undisclosed. In connection with the new circumstances in Mississippi, the LaPrey murder case was reopened. In total, Little tested for involvement in the 93 murders of women in many states. Little was tried for the murders of Alfred Nelson and Apodaca in September 2014. The prosecution presented the DNA evidence as well as testimony of the witnesses who were attacked by the accused at different times throughout his criminal career. On September 25th, 2014, Little was found guilty and was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. On the day of the verdict, Little continued to insist on his innocence. Before his death, Little was serving a sentence at California State Prison in Los Angeles County. On November 9th, 2018, Little confessed to the 1996 fatal strangulation of Melissa Thomas. On November 13th, 2018, Little was charged with the 1994 murder of Denise Christie Brothers in Odessa, Texas, after having confessed the crime to a Texas Ranger in May of 2018. Little pleaded guilty to the murder of Brothers on December 13th and received another life sentence.
Good to see ya.
Ector County, Texas District Attorney and Wise County, Texas Sheriff's Office announced on November 13th that Little had confessed to dozens of murders and may have committed more than 90 across 14 states between 1970 and 2005. On November 15, 2018, Russell County, Alabama District Attorney announced that Little had earlier that month confessed to the 1979 murder of 23-year-old Brenda Alexander, whose body was found in Phoenix City, Alabama. On November 16, 2018, Macon, Georgia sheriffs announced that Little had credibly confessed to the 1977 strangulation murder of an unidentified woman and the 1992 strangling murder of an 18-year-old Fredonia Smith. In the fall of 2018, Little confessed to the 1982 murder of 55-year-old Dorothy Richards and the 1996 murder of 40-year-old Daisy McGuire. Both of their bodies were found in Houma, Louisiana.
I'm cold, but good.
On November 19, 2018, Harrison County, Mississippi, Sheriff Troy Peterson said that Little had confessed to strangling 36-year-old Julia Critchfield in the Gulfport area in 1978 and dumping her body off of a cliff. On November 20th, 2018, Lee County, Mississippi law enforcement officials announced that Little had admitted to killing 46-year-old Nancy Carol Stevens in Tupelo, Mississippi. In 2005, and that the case would be presented to a grand jury in January 2019. On November 21st, 2018, Richland County, South Carolina, authorities announced that Little had confessed to murdering 19-year-old Evelyn Weston, whose body was found near Fort Jackson, South Carolina in 1978. Little confessed to having killed 20-year-old Rosie Hill in Marion County, Florida in 1982. On November 27, 2018, the Federal Bureau of Investigation announced that a violent crime apprehension program team had confirmed 34 of Little's confessions and was working to match the remainder of Little's confessions to known murders were suspicious deaths. Little began making the confessions in exchange for a transfer out of Los Angeles County Prison in which he was being held. One included his confession to a previous cold case homicide in Prince George County, Maryland, previously one of only 2 homicide cases in that county with unidentified victims. In December 2018, Little was indicted for strangling Linda Sue Boards, 23, to death in May 1981 in Warren County, Kentucky. Her body was found on May 15, 1981, near U.S. Route 68. One of the Little's victims was identified as in December 2018 as Martha Cunningham of Knox County, Texas, who was 34 when Little murdered her in 1975. On May 31st, 2019, Cuyahoga County, Ohio prosecutors announced indictments with 4 counts of aggravated murder and 6 counts of kidnapping that accused Little of killing Mary Jo Payton in 1984 and Rose Evans in 1991 in Cleveland. Both victims were strangled and dumped. The body of Rose Evans, 32, was found on August 24, 1991 in a vacant lot on East 39th Street. She left her hometown of Binghamton, New York, when she was 17. Evans had been strangled, according to coroner Elizabeth Balraj. As for Payton, an anthropologist had to create a model of what she looked like, but she remained unidentified until 1992, when Cleveland put her thumbprint in an FBI database and got a match. Little picked up Payton at a bar near East 105th and Euclid Avenues. He described her as a short, plump woman in her early 20s with brown hair. Little confessed to killing another Cleveland woman in 1977 or 78. The woman murdered in 1977 or 78 was found on March 18, 1983 in Willoughby Hills, Ohio, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. She was likely black and somewhere between 17 and 35. The woman's body had been dumped down a grassy slope near a fence in a wooded area just off Interstate 271. When her body was found by a man walking his dog, only her skeleton, some clothing, and jewelry remained. Little confessed to killing 1 woman in Akron, Ohio, 2 in Cincinnati. One of the bodies had been dumped outside Columbus, Ohio, and 1 woman he met in Columbus and disposed of in Kentucky. Of the 2 women Little murdered in Cincinnati, one was identified as Anna Stewart, 33, whose body was dumped in Grove City, Ohio. Stewart was last seen on October 6, 1981, getting out of a cab at a general hospital to see her sister in the hospital, now University of Cincinnati Academic Health Center. He killed the other woman, or she was killed on October 11th. He killed the other woman between 1980 and 1999. The Jane Doe was anywhere from 15 to 50, as the details of her age and the date of her murder are unclear. She was black, slender, wore glasses, and lived in the over the Rhine neighborhood of Cincinnati, with a heavy female Hispanic. Little left her body beside a cigarette billboard in Ohio. On June 7, 2019, Little was indicted in Hamilton County, Ohio, for murdering the 2 women killed in Cincinnati. Little had drawn portraits of many women he killed. These portraits were released by the FBI in hopes of someone identifying the women. At least 1 portrait solved a cold case in Akron, Ohio. In November 2020, Little confessed to 2 Florida murders, one of which another man had been wrongfully convicted. On April 22, 2022, a woman, Little, killed in Memphis, Tennessee, whose body was found on the Arkansas side of the Mississippi River. In 1990, was identified as 30-year-old Zena Marie Jones. Little admitted to 93 different murders in total, and 60 deaths have been formally connected to him by the police. The majority of Little's victims were prostitutes, substance abusers, or homeless individuals, and most of them were female. He claimed that he had thought that these persons would leave fewer clues for authorities to find and leave fewer people to search for them. Despite the broad scope of his offending, Little was charged with and convicted of only 8 murders in total, and as these cases had the strongest evidence of guilt. Little died on December 30th, 2020 in Los Angeles County Area Hospital. Although California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation sources indicate no cause of death. Little suffered from diabetes, heart problems, and other health conditions. Jillian Lauren investigated Little and interviewed him at length in prison. Lauren initially had begun writing a mystery novel, and while interviewing Detective Mitzi Roberts of LA Police Department, she told Lauren, "Well, I'm proud of them all, but I did catch the serial killer Sam Little once. That was pretty cool." After that, Lauren switched from writing crime fiction to writing a nonfiction book about Little, and in her course of preparation spent more than 40 hours interviewing him. During the interviews, he confessed to multiple murders and sent her drawings of his victims. In December 2018, Lauren wrote about her experience interviewing Little for The Cut. Joel Berlinger read the articles and thought that it would be interesting for a feature-length film or documentary series and met with Lauren. The 5-part television miniseries Confronting a Serial Killer was directed and produced by Berlinger, presents her investigation, and premiered on April 18th, 2021 on Starz. In 2023, Lauren's book Behold the Monster, Confronting America's Most Prolific Serial Killer and Uncovering the Woman Society Forgot, was published by Source Books. And that is the story of Samuel Little and his 40-year crime spree. If you liked what you heard today, please hit the thumbs up and hit that subscribe for me. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace, love, and claws, y'all.
So there's a terrifying story. That guy for 30 years was just out and they couldn't catch him. And he was hurting people who he thought no one would find, no one would care about, nobody would anything. There wouldn't be a big fight on his hands, any of that stuff. So here, I'll flip back to JLR while I finish these, see if he's got anything new going on.
In the ransom note, obviously they're not telling us everything, but TMZ reported it listed things that she was wearing, that Nancy was wearing, damage in the house.
I still don't trust the ransom notes, by the
over
way.
that back blue door, which Fox News FBI agent confirmed with Fox News that was correct. So that back camera you guys were kind of wondering about, I know you read that article on ABC. That floodlight camera was broken. Now that could just be a lucky guess, right? But I think that it's worth taking seriously if the FBI is taking it seriously. And in the beginning, I really didn't, because I was like, oh, it was just sent to TMZ, whatever. But
Didn't we already
it was
know about
also
the
sent to
floodlight
local news
camera before the
stations.
ransom note popped
I
up?
think it's like an extortion thing. I'm kind of between two theories here. You know, where it's a guy who just, a home invasion gone wrong, thought she had money and took her for extortion. I did some research too, like how, rare are crypto kidnappings. And what I found was actually pretty crazy because they're not rare. In fact, they've gone up by 75% in 2025. And there was a couple cases that I looked into where families were targeted. And this goes to what Nano said about targeted, what could happen to anybody. Where the new thing that crooks are doing, or robbers or home invaders are doing, is there's often somebody overseas and they're kind of the big fish and they do all the crypto stuff, but they get some low-level guys that actually commit the kidnapping. And there was a kidnapping of a guy, I believe it was in Texas or Washington. They caught the guys in Texas, but two brothers that drove 18 hours. They kidnapped a family, held them hostage in their house, demanded the crypto wallet account number, took the dad, kidnapped, brought him to another location, and they never caught the third guy. They caught the two brothers for the kidnapping. But the third guy, he was overseas, and he was on the phone with them the whole time during the kidnapping, telling him what information to get.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times these guys will also pose as workers, Uber drivers, to get information from elderly people, or even through, you know, their computer, send them something, we need your social security number, blah, blah, you know, all that. So I just thought that was interesting because I found multiple cases where there was actually kidnappings for crypto.
So you're buying this crypto thing as being legit?
I mean, I'm not ruling it out like I did in the beginning. I think in the beginning I was just like, oh, whatever, someone, and I could be wrong, and it still could be nothing. I'm not saying I know, obviously. Like I said, I go back and forth between that and, you know, like the restaurant workers, but it just made me think, because everyone goes, well, you know, I can't believe this guy got away with it, but he looks like such an idiot at the porch. Like, who is this guy? All the experts are baffled. And what they don't realize is, in all these cases, there's someone kind of controlling it, but they get these like local criminals, and they look like complete idiots. They're the ones that actually do the crime. And then the big fish is the one is handling all the crypto side of it and the computer side of it. So I think it's a possibility. And they go, this one guy, he lived in a $3 million, like houses that were $3 million in this neighborhood, and they randomly targeted him because all that information is online.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it also could just be that they went in there to get money, didn't get what they wanted, and then tried to extort money through crypto because it's safe, you know, for them. And then was like, oh well, that didn't work. Like kind of like a last-ditch effort. So it could be either of those things, or they could be completely fake. But I do know that the FBI is taking it seriously. I also, one more thing I would say is, if we look at Luke, I'm not saying Luke is involved or Carlos, but just looking at Luke and Carlos and the perp, one thing they all three have in common, you know, Hispanic male, tattoos. Someone like that doesn't strike me as a parasocial. That doesn't strike me as a guy that's sitting in front of the TV believing that Savannah's talking to him.
Yeah, or loves him.
What's that?
Or loves him.
Yeah.
Or, you know, obsessed with Savannah in any way, good or bad.
Right. And I'm not saying that that's like, I love Dr. Q. I'm not saying that that's theory is not on my theory list too. I have multiple theories, but I'm just looking, I think that's making it a little too complicated. If you look at actual kidnappings, that's not high on the list. It's rare to be a parasocial. And then also on top of that, most parasocials, you know, they obsess, they stalk, they send a lot of letters, but I haven't heard of one that's actually kidnapped someone, ever. So I think just going with probability, crime statistics.
But they've had many that have taken the life of someone.
Gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. Like, it kind of bugs me. Some of these experts go, well, it can't be a kidnapping for ransom because they didn't provide proof of life and they didn't do the way kidnappings are normally done. It's like, yeah, but that's like Lindbergh baby style kidnappings, right? That's extremely rare. We're talking about extortion. We're talking about just money. You know, like, this isn't like criminals, like a Luke, or I'm not saying Luke, obviously, but you know what I mean? It's a different type of kidnapping. So if you're comparing it to, you know, stuff like that, I just think that's so extremely rare. I think that, and I think it's interesting about the restaurant and looking at the workers and things like that, because a lot of these guys, they are low-level criminals. And then the one more thing, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I think it was Carlos, or Luke, I think it was Luke actually, who mentioned the FBI asked him about taking medications from her home.
Yeah, part of the search warrant.
That was a big thing.
Right.
Medications, there was three things. No Nancy Guthrie, looking for Nancy Guthrie, medications of Nancy Guthrie, and medical equipment belonging to her.
Cane, yeah, some sort of
Yeah.
medical.
Which
that
would
was
be
huge
like a
news.
cane.
Right. So that tells me that, I mean, just reasonable deduction, and I could be wrong, but the intent was to take her for some purpose. So I think we need to figure out what that purpose is. Is it because he was obsessed with Nancy Guthrie or Savannah's mom? Probably unlikely. It is possible. It could be. Or they took her because they wanted to extort her for money. You know what I mean? And they didn't want to kill her, but something went wrong. Because a lot of these, there was a case, even an ex-LAPD officer just got arrested in Los Angeles for holding hostage a 17-year-old kid for crypto. And he got caught. There was one in Soho in New York where they beat up the guy for his crypto, held him hostage, kidnapped him. So it's going on. It's kind of on the rise. Now, in most of those cases, the people survived. Some of them were pretty badly beat up. But when you're taking a elderly woman, I think there's more chance of something going wrong, you know? Maybe not intentionally, but, you know, they hurt her and something happened. And I also think that kind of goes along with the ransom notes. You notice the family, why they're kind of seem to be accepting that she's no longer with us all of a sudden. From what I understand, that second ransom note was a declaration and almost kind of like, sorry, didn't mean for it to happen kind of thing. And that's when you heard Savannah say basically, you know, it's okay, we understand, like we still want her body.
But the ransoms are through the email, not to them directly.
They're to the media.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I don't think it's like parasocial. I think it's like they just want money. I think that, and they're criminals. They don't want to take the risk of contacting the family. They're doing it in a way that they're not going to get caught. They're in it for the money. They didn't get what they want. Things went wrong. Nancy passed away, last ditch effort. Try to get some crypto and peace out. Because that's actually is traceable, but it's hard to trace. And like I said before, I just thought, I was like, I've never heard of anything like that. That stuff doesn't happen. And then just 15 minutes of Google searches, I found so many cases where this is happening. Not even to celebrities, just people that, you know, in a $2 million house or like that family. They got $8 million from them.
Well,
before they were caught. So
interesting perspective. I appreciate the call.
yeah, and like I said, I could be completely wrong, but it's just like something new, and I kind of feel like we're going over like the same stuff. And I also, probably my second theory would be someone that knew her, just was like, oh, this lady has money, and you know, she's elderly, she's an easy target. It could just be that too. But I definitely never really thought it was the family after the second week, because they wouldn't return her car. They would keep it till trial if she was involved. So, but anyways, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So she's on the ransom. Back to the ransom stuff. Ransom gone bad. Ransom botched. Ransom botched. Bounce. Ransom. I don't know. Former investigator here. I missed your call. Please call back. Former investigator. Former investigator.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Who's this?
Call me Wheezy.
Wheezy. Yeah, we missed your call earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So you're an investigator or a former investigator?
I am retired.
You're retired. All right. Well, thank you for your service. What type of investigator were you?
What sounds familiar?
But do a little bit of everything. Criminal, fraud.
So like a private investigator?
No, I did private for a little while, but no, I was in law enforcement.
You're in law enforcement. All right, Wheezy. What's on your mind? Thanks for calling.
Okay, well, thanks for calling me back. Okay, so you know the media reported that Nancy went missing on a Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you want to pull up I don't know if it was the first or second press conference that Nanos had.
You're going to say he said Saturday.
He said Saturday night.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, you know, we've all seen that.
Yes.
Well, if you go to the Pima County Sheriff's Office evidence page, they have the missing report listed as Saturday night at 7:30 p.m.
They do.
So we called the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and they confirmed the validity of the web page.
Who called? You did?
Yes.
You called.
I don't know if it's been corrected since then.
Uh-huh.
I have a screenshot of it if you want me to send it.
Wow.
But I don't know if the ongoing misinformation is just careless errors or.
What were you calling about, though? That?
I just called to ask if the information on the webpage was correct, if that was a valid Sheriff's Department webpage, and they confirmed it.
You don't think it was a misprint?
I don't know. Could be. But here's the thing. All that aside, law enforcement can legally lie to the media.
They can?
Yeah.
I know that. I mean, as you as former law enforcement, I mean, what do they train you? That you're allowed to lie to individuals?
Maybe.
Maybe? Yeah, right? Yeah. No.
But if I were investigating this case, I would start way back before all this with the passing of the dog. I know that might sound crazy, but, you know, when you look at the sequence of events, sometimes it tells a story. You know, somebody might have wanted to get that dog out of the way. Who knows? I don't know. That might sound silly, but I think it's worth looking into. The first thing that caught my attention, though, was the family members' behaviors.
Uh-huh. Who in particular? Who in particular?
Annie.
Annie. All right. As a former investigator, what did you see out of Annie's behavior?
When Savannah was talking, and she said that they wanted their mom back so they could celebrate with her, it's like Annie just about lost her breath. You know, law enforcement can pit family members against family members, and sometimes family members don't know that they're being pitted against the other. So they may have written that script not only for Savannah to say, but they could have also been watching the body language of the other family members.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at this point,
but what can they get out of body language? I mean, does that make someone guilty body language?
no, but they're going to want to watch.
Yeah.
They're going to want to watch behaviors of the family. But I think that, you know, right now we've just got circumstantial evidence, and with circumstantial evidence and no Nancy, there's really not much of a case. That's just my opinion.
So you think they have circumstantial evidence but no direct evidence, and they're not going to pull the trigger on circumstantial without the body?
Correct.
If they found the body and they had circumstantial, would they pull the trigger if they felt like someone was involved that they had circumstantial evidence on?
It's possible.
Yeah, no, when it comes to body cases, we hear no body, no case, but obviously that's not true. I mean, they can prosecute without a body, but they would have to have a lot of direct evidence, right?
Right. I think they've known for a while who and how, maybe, but they're still building their case.
But how do you build a case? Like if you're, you know, a month into this and there's no body, how do you continue to build a case?
Yeah, that's the mystery. What's taking so long?
Because usually this would be wrapped up by now, right?
Right.
I mean, when it comes to, like, we'll just say family murders and things like that, I mean, case closed really within the first week, right?
Yeah, usually. But, you know, they're going to, you know, of course, they always start with the person, the people closest to the person and the last person that saw them.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, as I've listened to all of this and followed this on different platforms, it just seems like all roads always lead back to the tomato.
Why the tomato?
I don't know. It just seems like that's the way that we all keep going with this.
Last person with. So as an investigator, how do you shake the trees? How do you ruffle the feathers? How do you make something spark? What would be your tactic?
I think it's all going to hinge on forensics.
Forensics?
That, unless someone confesses, because whoever did this, it's eating at them.
It is eating with them.
Yeah.
Do you believe the theory that some have discussed about just a random psychopath? We'll use the word parasocial, psychopath, random stalker type of person that's just going at Nancy? Do you like that theory?
I think it's a possibility, but not in this case. I don't think so.
Not in this case. You think
No.
someone very close to Nancy?
Someone associated with Nancy somehow. Yes.
How are they able to elude law enforcement in reference to no video of any other videos of perp, no video of vehicle, no vehicle, digital stuff?
It all goes back to what I said in the beginning. They can lie to the media that, you know, they may have a ton of evidence. They may have all kinds of videos. They may have text messages, phone calls, emails. I mean, you know, just because they're not releasing it doesn't mean they don't have it.
But if it falls back on tomato, like you said, then why is Savannah side by side with the tomato guy? Laying flowers.
To me, that appeared very exaggerated. That was another thing that caught my attention. But we'll see.
That was weird.
We shall see. I appreciate the call.
It was weird if it was anything.
Thank you.
Thank you
Keep
for
doing
watching.
what you're doing. I'm an avid follower.
All right, we'll see what happens here. Have a great day.
Bye. You too.
Bye-bye.
Not necessarily Annie, but the interaction between the two of them.
All right,
I don't know
what
if
do
it
you
means
think,
anything,
folks?
but it was weird.
Statistics have it. Somebody very close. We'll just say 90% of the time. 9 out of 10. 9 jelly beans out of 10 jelly beans.
Yeah.
Point it one way. 10%, but there's a chance. If there was a 10% chance of rain, would you bring an umbrella?
Well, and I just feel like
if they said there was a 10% chance of rain and you had to stay outdoors during the day, would you bring an umbrella with you?
I feel like they do know way more. I mean, they don't have to tell us anything.
I'm not even going to say, if you got a gun, they said, a 10% chance. Would you
Going back
I'm
to
not
the
even gonna say
Kohlberger
that.
case.
I'm trying to use another analogy here, folks, but 10% chance, I guess, of rain. Would you bring the umbrella? It's the odds. Stats.
I would. I have naturally curly hair, so yes, I would bring an
Takes it
umbrella
back
if there
to
was a
someone
10.
very close to the victim when it comes to something like this. You bet. Bettors, 90% chance you're going to win. You're probably going to take that bet. 90%. If there was a 10% chance that they said, 10% chance that there was going to rain out, would you bring an umbrella?
Oh, yeah.
You would?
Hell yeah.
With 10% chance of rain?
Yes.
Today's forecast, 10% chance of rain,
Yes.
sunshine with a 10% chance of rain.
Yes, I'd bring 2.
You'd bring 2 umbrellas? I bring an umbrella in the sun with my phone.
Yeah, there you go. Can't beat an umbrella.
All right, we got somebody that I guess I tried and they've been texting me back. I don't know who this is, so I'm just going to bring you in the chat because I think I called you before, you didn't answer, and we've been playing. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. I didn't know your name because I go through calls, and then if they don't call, I just keep it moving.
I gotcha.
Michelle, where are you from?
Texas.
Michelle from Texas. What's on your mind?
All right, get your pen and paper ready.
Oh, I don't have a pen and paper.
Okay, well, that's another way.
Go for it. What you got? What is this a theory? What's the topic? What's this dealing with?
That was my phone into you.
I don't know what I would name it.
You just want to talk about the case.
Let's just talk about the case.
Go for it, Michelle.
Okay, so the electricians that are up on the roof, my theory is they're hardwiring the cameras and the cable, so in case the electricity goes out, they still have, in case the Wi-Fi goes out, they still have access to the stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's my theory on that.
With the electrical work that we saw yesterday on the roof.
Yes, I think they're hardwiring the cameras. So if Wi-Fi was to go out, it would jump over to the electrical part and it wouldn't mess that up. Like we used to have to do that with our center, our child care center. We'd have to have stuff hardwired through. So if something went out, then it jumped over to the electrical and it continued to go through. That's my theory on that. Let's see.
But what? Let me go. But why? Why on the house are they doing all this now on a woman that is missing? Why now?
You know, I honestly feel in my heart that they know that Miss Guthrie has crossed over. I think that either they're doing it to prepare for the future of what's going to happen to the home, whether it becomes an Airbnb, whether they keep it in a family, to have a place to come home just to feel next to their mom.
You can't do anything though until they know.
In my heart, that's what I would do. I would keep that house in the family, or they'll be prepared to sell it, or maybe JLR. It's things that should have been done, and that's kind of been, when people get older, they don't want their stuff messed with. So now's the perfect opportunity to update some stuff, even if they feel that she is coming home.
Gotcha.
I can't imagine that she'd want to, or they would let her go back to that house if she does.
She didn't want people messing with her stuff. So she didn't need it done, but they do need things done. They don't like change. That's my theory on that. My theory on Annie and Tommaso, I honestly don't feel they have anything to do with this. I think they're victims. And I think social media and not even just social media, everybody in this country is tearing them up. And I hate that because they're hurting too. Let's see. Okay.
When you say they're hurting too, I mean, how do you know that though?
Well, put yourself in her place, in his place. Your mom is missing. You have no idea if she's alive or crossed over. You have no idea where she's at. How is she being treated? Is she being fed? Is she given water? They've got to be hurting. Any human hurts for something like that. I mean, my heart is absolutely broken over this.
Okay, so let me just ask you, in general, and I get what you're saying. In a perspective, they're hurting. They very well could be hurting. But a lot of people in the chat feel like they're involved. Now, I don't know who's involved, but just to say, for instance, if you were them, you were them, and you were seeing the internet all over the internet, calling you a suspect, saying you're involved and everything like that, what would you do about it?
Well, okay. I understand.
How would you feel about it? Like, what would you do?
Of course, I would want to come out and say absolutely not, but you also have to remember this is an ongoing investigation. From what I've heard, the FBI has taken it over. But even if not, the FBI does have their hands in it, and they're going to tell them, keep your lips shut, keep your mouth closed, do not address the media, do not do this. I honestly feel they're just listening to the FBI.
They're just following law enforcement's advice.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely, because my husband is an ex-police officer, and that's what he said. You don't talk to anybody. You know, you don't talk to anybody. That crime scene was done totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That crime scene should have been roped off. It should have been handed over to homicide. And the homicide shouldn't even have let Sheriff Nano walk past that and just said no, because they're in control of it. Said no one is crossing this property until we're 100% done. That's how it should have gone down.
Yeah.
I mean, any law enforcement shouldn't have been in there once they called over homicide. And the reason they would call over homicide is because of the blood and because of they have no idea if it's not a homicide. So they're going to treat it like that. Okay, that's my theory on that. Annie and Tommaso's car, I believe, is at Chapman Honda.
Whoa.
Okay.
How do you feel? Why do you feel that?
Well, I'm going to tell you in just a second. I know the lady that called in earlier said it was at Quantico. I don't believe that's true.
I don't believe that either,
I
honestly.
believe the car parts have been sent to Quantico
Mm-hmm.
all the way down to probably the metal frame in the seat. But that car is at Chapman Honda. The reason it's taken so long is because, yes, the stuff is in Quantico.
So why do you believe it's at that particular Honda?
Okay, because
I heard another dealership.
I have a very open mind. I have been on this case since the second day, right along with you guys, and I have picked it apart. I can't sleep at night. I'm up all night. I watch this 24/7. It's just crazy. And when I'm not watching when you leave, or when Tucson's got his scanner.
Oh, absolutely.
I get on Jacob
From
sometimes,
moment
but not as
one,
much.
like a crime scene.
And
Moment
watching,
one.
going through YouTube, just 24/7, day and night. And I have watched 9 different mediums. Now, I know you've had some come on there. Some are full of crap. Some you can't trust. But the ones I have, there was 5 out of 9 that named off Chapman Honda. They said, her car's at Chapman Honda. This is what she's telling me.
So you're getting that information from psychic mediums.
Yes, from mediums.
And chatters.
Look
Nobody
into it.
has got anything
Tell
that
Jacob to investigate. He loves to investigate. Send him there. Let him check that out. But
You're gonna probably have people go to Chapman Honda now.
yeah, I would. I sure would. I would definitely tell Jacob to get on there and go.
you do what?
Okay, let's go back to the medium part. Okay, remember how the medium, was her name Maureen from Boston?
Marine.
Came
And
sat
cop.
with you? Yes, yes.
Very nice lady.
Yes, very nice lady. Do you remember how she kept saying a basement, and your reply was, I don't think there's basements around here.
2%, but I don't know around here
Okay.
in
okay.
Arizona.
Right, and I agree with you. However, you're in the foothills of Arizona. There are some beautiful $1 million homes up there.
There is.
What if it's a wine cellar?
It's either JLR or it's my boys jumping on the floor up above
So
me.
you're saying it's possible she could be in a wine cellar.
The 16-year-old's hanging out with the 5-year-old, and it's just a little squeaky.
Absolutely.
Whose wine cellar?
Well, I'm still, everybody, 5 out of the 9, in fact, I'd say 3 doors down. So 3
Give him
doors
20
down
bucks. I
has
gave him
to
20
hold
bucks so I
something.
could get on and could work,
Something
do my
that
stuff.
they took her there.
I'm inviting with some dinner.
Several of the circuit said there's 3 people. 2 were inside. She gets up. She goes to the bathroom. She comes back. They grab her around her mouth. When they grabbed her, they bumped her nose.
But
That's
the
where
the sheriff said yesterday it's a suspect.
Yep.
Yes.
Singular.
Yes, going to the suspect.
And he said him.
Yes. Grabs her around her nose.
He.
They get her out the door. She kind of has an issue because she's got blood running down her throat, coughing, whatever. She goes out the door. They get her to the car. They put her in a light colored car, SUV type van. That's what all these people are saying. And they take her like 3 doors down. And wherever it is, when Miss Guthrie was communicating with them, they said, you know, in Florida, how y'all have those wind chimes that they're iridescent and they're like round. I think they're like made out of a shell, like a clamshell or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? They kind of sound
Well, we got about 1 minute left.
Okay. Anyway,
So 1 minute left. What's going on?
It's hanging on the back porch of the house that she was in.
Uh-huh.
And
And then they moved her again to a horse barn, and they buried her there. That's my theory.
That's your theory.
I'm gonna go off of everything that I've been looking into. Yes, that's my theory.
All right. Thanks for the call.
JLR, stay hydrated, keep using your chapstick, and keep praying.
All right. Keep praying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. What do you think, folks? Share in the chat. Somebody just pulled up.
I know what kind of wind chime she's talking about, though. I do know that. They make those little tink, 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 tink noises.
How you doing?
I thought he was gonna like come do something to him. Okay, shoot.
Hello.
I'm just a caller. I'm not sure who she was. He had
You're from Wisconsin?
Called in a little while ago. They were doing theories back and
Yeah, a
forth.
lot of people have been stopping by. Hundreds, maybe 1,000 at this point. Probably about 1,000 during the course of this, right? They've stopped by.
In a day?
No, not a day, but
Over the time.
I would say 50 to 100 people a day stop by. Yeah.
Wow.
You guys ever heard of Hayward?
Yeah, I've been there many times.
My friend has the antique store there.
Oh my God.
So when you guys stop there, say, hey, I met someone in Tucson who knows you.
Oh my God.
I think there's only one antique store there.
Yeah, we go there once in a while.
Yep.
We're below Clara. They're about an hour north.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
You have a good day.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
say,
this
I would
is-
literally say 1,000.
This is up
people
to
are
the
fan.
minute. I didn't. Nothing
Yeah,
happened today, so I
including
didn't
the UPS
rewind
critical.
and review or anything like that.
Well, you can consider day 41, right? So if you got 100 a day, which I would say 50 to 100. Now they're still popping. They're actually been coming down more in the last couple of weeks than they had the first wave when it was just media.
A lot of out of towners too.
William Butler, thank you. But I would say well over 1,000.
The neighbor that threatened to
Stop by
sue the other day, she came by again.
Well, and that's why I think.
Plus, remember they've had somebody got
Come help
arrested
check.
here. Had some incidents.
And I sat on my
Of
glasses
individuals,
before I
police
came
come.
by, my good glasses. That's about the most eventful thing. And I did I tried out 5 different nail designs today. That's about all that's needed
1,000
to happen, unfortunately.
The waving. No, I was just saying you got to get the waving.
Oh, she like took a picture of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
I had a busy day this morning, but that's why I figured
No, people
come
come
back,
by and they just
played a
they
couple of
look,
the
get flowers themselves.
my little shorts of
I see. Just
cold
looking. I
cases
see
and
people cry,
cases and
hug. It's a very somber experience. Somber.
but I wanted to get done. I wanted to do early because I told my boys I would take them out to dinner tonight, and also at 8, my friend Molly Golightly is interviewing a twin. She had someone come in last night that's a twin, and so she's going to interview them. And we're going to. She said we could ask her anything we wanted, so that's supposed to be 8 p.m. EST. So that's where I'll be this evening. I'll be modding in there and trying to think of really interesting questions. I have cousins that are twins, but I don't know them very well, so.
Where's your ribbon? Oh, the breeze feels nice.
It's been raining and snowing here today, so whatever. Over that. And I've already drank about 4 cups of coffee. Just
So where are you guys from? Local?
until he's sitting on my glasses really ticked me off.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Damien, 857 Tucson.
I'm Dale Park from Wisconsin.
Oh, good to meet you.
Same here, man.
Yeah, you can follow along. He's got about 20,000 people watching the stream. JLR at Investigates.
J-O-R?
JLR.
J-L-R. Okay. Add investigation.
Investigates.
Say it again.
JLR at Investigates, right?
Yes. I'm sorry. I was reading a text. How are you guys? I'm from. Yeah, JLR Investigate. See the hat?
Oh yeah.
Take a pic.
I
Just take
will
a pic of the
picture
hat.
that, man.
You can watch it on YouTube, please.
Awesome.
So what are you doing?
We're just covering this case, hanging out here, seeing who stops by, waiting on standby for perp watch, trying to get any idea who did this crime.
I just can't believe they haven't found the person. But I can
Exactly.
see now what they mean, how it's so covered, everything, and there's no neighbors across the street, and any neighbors on the sides wouldn't see anything either.
Who would take
For real,
Take
right?
it over
I'm so sick of it.
Just makes no sense.
No sense.
No sense at all.
Although we haven't gotten the snow
None at
they've
all.
gotten up in the UP. They've
We're
gotten
hoping
like
the
feet
silence. They're
of
just
snow,
gonna be
so I
watching
should
some people, hopefully.
be
You
quiet.
never know if somebody comes by that's
I'm sure they're
That
hopefully,
happens to me like
checking
15
out
times a day, Sue. I so understand that.
Yep. Just pick up something.
a
Ooh.
lot of people did say, on cases like this, that the perp might come back, like Koberger up in Idaho.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, he can.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Well, do you think with somebody 84, it'd have to be for a ransom?
Well, that's about the only thing.
I don't know what else.
Well, we don't know what they're hiding. See, and that's the thing is, there's just if they released more, we would have more of an
That's
idea.
true too. Or it was a
So much
robbery
we
going
don't
wrong.
know.
That's that's a big theory.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of
Most, a lot of people go to the conspiracy theories, but
yeah.
But how did they get in?
sometimes- Well, they don't tell us that yet.
Right.
They
We
won't
don't
tell you
know.
what they know.
We don't know how it got
But
in.
if we did, we might know a little bit more about what happened.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's calculated and they're just taking.
Hopefully we'll know eventually. Hopefully they do know a lot, and we're not.
Taking their time.
It's not going to have to be this
There's so many
mystery.
Mexico seems good to me.
Yeah, they're going through any theory that's possible.
Or he could have just died, and now they have no proof of life, so now they're not going to get the money.
Yeah, there's all.
You know.
Once they find the suspect, they'll be able to find Nancy.
Yep.
hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a work.
That would be the worst part for the Guthries, because just to always, wonder where she is,
Right.
what happened to her, that would just be enough to drive you nuts.
You guys been sitting here ever since day one, or what?
I've been here since day 2, and he got here the first week too.
Wow.
But on Friday the 13th last month, we went to bed thinking that suspect was caught. Remember, if you guys remember,
Yeah.
it was February 13th. I went to bed and I was like, wow, that was a crazy 13 days. We got the suspect. Woke up. Back to square one.
You live here though.
I did
Yeah,
too.
on
We
my
thought for
left,
sure
yep.
that night they had him.
It's no humidity though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're getting 24 inches of snow.
Right.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
a
we're
lot of
getting
snow.
18 to
So
24.
we're glad we're here.
Yeah. We're going back Tuesday. We'll go back Tuesday, so get my shovel.
Yep, it is.
Okay. Good
I
talking
didn't
to
even
you guys.
realize
Guys,
that until
thank
they
you.
said
Follow
something.
you.
And I'm
Yes,
like, oh.
thank you. Check it out. Yes. Pray for Nancy.
Usually I have good luck on Friday the 13th, which is why I could not understand the whole spitting on the glasses thing, but whatever.
The thing about those paintings, the guy that brought all the paintings, all of them got knocked down.
Yeah, I think before we leave, we'll go move them over here just to keep everything over there.
I mean, I think their intent was good, but if
See,
you think about it,
That's how we
what's
are in
everyone's
Eric
thoughts
right
about
now
all
in
these
Michigan.
paintings
It was
as they're lined
like
up
warm
all the
one
time?
day and then
You know, with all this artwork that is like all over the place.
Arctic
I'm sure their heart's in the right
blast
place, but some of the things I've been
next day.
seeing on Twitter saying it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, we'll move them over there to the Hope Flower section.
I'm not going to touch anything.
I understand the
I
sentiment,
a little tack.
but
My
this is, you guys probably remember the lady that wears all the frilly dresses and stuff like that. Like, she can't be sweet.
It's called, what is it called?
But
American
he
Heritage.
literally brought, I thought he said like 50
It's right on,
movies today.
right on Main Street.
And
Yep. And you guys have the
then went on to talk about how she usually sells them.
thing
And
going on there.
Yeah, they do the Urkaminer.
And then the
I don't know.
lumberjack.
Yeah,
Is that the muskie?
Yep.
Okay.
a little bit
He
much.
keeps saying
And
you got it, and so it's on my bucket list.
Do you ever come to Wisconsin before?
Never. It's
you know, a little bit of wind or something like that, those are going to blow all over the place.
Yeah.
I've been to all 50 states. Don't know that bucket list thing.
Actually, I did.
Thought
go
is
to
nice, but
Bemidji.
it's
Oh, okay.
My son went. He
little
played
too much,
college
I
up
think.
there, football.
Okay,
For
where did you
Bemidji.
play for?
Bemidji?
You did?
No, my son did.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I did spend. I went up there. That's in. Is that Minnesota or
Minnesota.
Minnesota? But yeah.
Well, yeah, same area.
So I kind of got a taste of all the water that's up there.
Water. Summer's great.
Had a
Spring,
good
summer,
trip.
Fall. Stay away from the winter.
Right?
All right, man.
See ya.
Take care, Dylan.
somebody else
Thank you. You have a good day.
The Florida and Arizona for the one. I don't blame them.
I like interacting and talking to people that are.
Lots of people from Wisconsin and Minnesota have been out here. Have you noticed that? I know it's snowing there, so that's probably why.
Yeah, there have been, hasn't there? A lot of Wisconsin. Yeah.
So a lot of them are probably out there for the winter.
Minnesota. We've been seeing a lot of Minnesota.
They usually don't go back until when I used to do hair. My snowbirds would always come back like around Easter. They'd leave right after Thanksgiving and they'd be back for Easter.
Yeah, if you want to put the rest of your drink in there.
Maybe.
So it doesn't-
You know, they've said that was one of the theories with for putting out that $1 million is that maybe it would
Got a
bring
lot of
somebody
ants out
out, you know. It's guaranteed they're
Yeah,
probably
they
not
love
getting
to
that
eat
much
these.
money.
Ants
You know,
love
but
eating.
if someone was
All the sugar.
paid to help. But so far, nothing. There's just so many possibilities. I mean, this could be the start of some serial killer that, I mean, who knows? There's always the first time they get caught or a victim's found or whatever. And
We are getting close to the 4 o'clock hour, folks. JLR investigates each and every day. We've been out here for over a month. Today is officially day 41.
And I went to lunch with a friend today, and she was asking me about this case, and she said the
Okay,
same
we'll
thing.
get my other battery charger.
And she's not on
Back.
YouTube all the time, but she said the same thing. She's like, I just have no theories at all. We always kind of used to have fun bouncing theories off of each other.
There's
And
chips here. Oh, yeah, and I have them in my car. You want a bag of chips?
Yeah, bring a bag or two.
her mother's in her 90s.
You want
and
to sit
she
here and
was
chat with
making
anyone?
about-
If you got your hands full, don't.
Ah, it's good. I'm gonna use this battery.
security and things like that.
I got 2 battery chargers. One is running low. Make sure we're okay.
Actually, Mark has a.
You want to believe what Nano says.
You got one. I'll be back in a few, folks.
But
Use the restroom.
you can't. Because is he accidentally spilling the beans? Or is he throwing stuff out there to confuse everybody?
Welcome in, Theo Wilkinson.
Maybe. I don't know. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I hope they figure out something soon. Oh, I see. Like to have, yeah. I see what you mean. Usually those guys, though, they don't get paid the big bucks. Like, not to do something like that.
Welcome in, everybody.
That,
Friday
he's
the
on
13th.
Ghosted
Hope you're having a good day.
Aaron, starts
the
with G.
weekend.
Can't remember his last name.
The last
But
Friday the 13th, we had a raid.
his wife got in a online and phone relationship with this guy named Grant Amato. And I think I actually did a podcast on him, so I'll have to find that one of these days. But Grant Amato was a total incel, and
Ariel says,
he
"Has
ended
anyone
up
on the chat called or spoke to JLR about the doormat.
taking the life of his entire
Doormat, we
family,
don't
his
know
mother,
what
his father,
happened
and
to
his
that.
brother. Because he said he could never amount to anything in their eyes. So he, instead of taking himself out, he took them out. And he's in prison forever. He's just crazy. Just blah, blah. Well, however, for whatever reason, this Aaron's wife started talking to him online or something like that, or writing to him, got in a phone romantic relationship with him, and was setting up to have him, I think, kidnapped and murdered. And it was for $10,000, and they were paying a couple of guys to do it. And I was amazed at how cheap it was to, I mean, not that I was planning it or anything like that, but it was kind of sad to me that doing that to somebody had such a cheap price to it, and they ended up somehow they got wind of it. I think it was because he got caught with the phone in prison. And so then they sent an undercover officer to talk to her and get her to make the deal or something. But they literally had down, they had his schedule, they had where he'd be, the different places that they'd be filming, all of that. What car he'd be in and who he was riding with. I mean, it was scary, the details they had down to be able to do that to him. And that wasn't for any other reason other than she just wanted to be with that Grant Amato. And there was no way she could ever be with him. She was also talking about trying to help get him out of prison or something like that. Babe, there is no getting him out of prison. It's done. He did this. He admitted to it. Oh, I wish I remembered his last name. But anyway, that's the guy from, was he a cameraman on Ghost Adventures, I think? But yeah, and let me see.
go to ABC News, you can see there was some talk about new footage
It's not new footage.
that they might have.
It's not new footage. We already checked.
And welcome in. We are here.
It was just a bunch of word salad.
Day 42 or day 41? And now we're getting days mixed up.
Yes, Grant Amato. He was an American foreman who was convicted of familicide. It occurred on January 24th, 2019.
They were called in.
Show you a picture of him. Creepy. Got those eyes. This is who she was having her husband off for. This. I mean, what in the world? There she is right there. I mean, what? What? Just. Oh, and he did it. That's how. Okay, so this girl right here on the right, she was a webcam model. And he was giving all of his money to her. Which, I mean, you know, she was like an OnlyFans girl or something like that. And he kept like paying her. And his family got on him and they told him, this girl is not your girlfriend. She does not love you. She does not want you. She's taking advantage of you. And he just wouldn't believe it. And he had said something like he would never amount to anything in their eyes, blah, blah, blah. And he came home one night. I think the brother was there to talk to him about it or something, and he offed them all. I mean, and look at those eyes. There's something about the eyes of these predators, these people that do this, that harm other people. It's just these dead eyes that I mean, look at that. That's a hollow human being. And I don't know. What's the attraction there? You know, what's the... Yeah, all over a webcam model. His family wanted him to stop giving. I mean, he had given, I think it was something like $30,000 or $20,000 to this girl, like over the course of like a year. And I mean, it's like scary and it's pitiful and just wow.
Everybody, we are here. So far, no big information has come today.
All right, well, folks, it is 7:03 in my neck of the woods. I am going to put this up. This is the link of where I'll be tonight. If you guys, 8 o'clock, 8:30, I gotta take my boys and get them fed and everything like that. But Malls is supposed to be on, and she's gonna, if her the lady, one of her subs is coming in to do an interview about being a twin, so we can ask her anything. So no, I'm just kidding. I'll behave, I promise. But yeah, if you want to come hang out with me tonight, click that link. Well, click my link first, then hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live again. Because I am really trying my bestiest to get to 1,000 people, to 1,000 subs, and I am like 230 or 4. I haven't looked today, but away, 230 or 40 away. So I'm really trying, and you guys have all been awesome. I appreciate every click I get. I appreciate all the great conversations and theories about all this stuff. And yeah, so again, do mine first, and then you can go head over to hers and hit the notification bell so you know when she goes live. And as soon as I'm done with my boys, then I will be on there creating havoc with her. So that's very true, Erica. That's very true. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, the sheriff said she was targeted. He said it again. Targeted. Why was she targeted? Was it because of Savannah? Was it because of some creeper in the neighborhood that didn't work for her? Was it somebody that
I don't think they're releasing the 911.
worked at a store that she went to every day? Was it someone she had no idea that just literally has been watching her in town? And then for whatever reason decided that that was who he was going to take? You know? Was murder in the plan all along? Is there a family tie? Is the ransom, is it real? Are they just not telling us because they have found something?
I just grabbed a bunch of different flavors.
I just, you know, I hope as the days go by, we get some of those answers. It would be so sad if this case went cold. And right now, there's still hope. The FBI is holding stuff close to their vest.
Continuous coverage of the Nancy Guthrie
and
case.
they're going to come in.
We're waiting out here in the afternoon hours.
That song, I'm holding out for a hero.
Investigates.
Till the morning light, you know.
No, I spoke to him this morning. So me and Dr. Q, he just gave me some suggestions. I'll just keep that offline.
Yeah.
For now, I did space with Dr. Q this morning. You know, I'll just say that Dr. Q is strongly encouraging, you know, keep the pressure on as far as footage itself. You know, we're here. Don't let this story go away. Don't let this story go away at all.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if he's going to get contacted by, like, the Nancy Guthrie, right?
Maybe.
They should. I mean, I think that
I'm
would be a
open-minded to his theory.
Huh?
I'm way open-minded to his theory. I mean, what do we got going here? Like
nothing.
It's day 41. We don't know what's going on.
At this point, aliens are still on the table. I mean, and I'm being sarcastic, but
delicious.
But I'm not at the
So
same
one of the
time.
neighbors I was staying
Literally,
with
that's
the
where we're at.
parking is getting some construction done on their home. So they got like a bunch of builders. So
I don't know.
To a new location. So very grateful for another neighbor.
Day 41, and
very grateful for those previous neighbors that let us park in their
the only
driveway.
thing that happened is I sat on my
Send a
glasses.
tremendous amount of gratitude for that, for letting
My
us
favorite
park in their
glasses.
driveway.
Got some
for
nails
about
done,
2
and
weeks. Yeah, that
Could you
saved
imagine
us.
if we had
Imagine we had to walk all the way from that.
Missy,
Right?
we would be calling Missy.
We'd be calling Missy.
and they ate bagels.
Well, they got some
earlier.
construction work going down at their house right now. So
And that's it.
but another neighbor
It's
stepped
all
to the
things,
plate,
happy thoughts,
said, "Come on
positive
in,"
thoughts that
and
nothing's gonna break in.
parked at another location, about the same distance. So
Yeah, I saw that.
Lars Musings is saying
That's what I'm
this chat has
saying.
developed such discord
the
amongst
Tempe
each other
the Tempe
in the past days. When I joined the JLR Army,
Almost
it was
10
an open
years.
invitation for all theories. Now they just
Almost-
shut all other theories besides their own.
Almost 10
Disappointed
years.
view
That
the viewers in this situation right
that
now. Lars
sick
Musings.
man
So Lars Musings.
just
You know, I
sat
personally,
and
again, people have
stewed
different
and
opinions.
thought about her.
I
He
wanted
thought
to
about the
personally hear
fact that
the
she
individual
didn't
that was
want
here
him,
yesterday,
and that
to see
in his
her,
mind she
viewing,
was his property.
and she got discouraged because of people
And
in the chat, you know, saying
they
things
just
like that.
got back, which
You know, I'm open-minded to hearing
tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to go live. It'll probably be later on.
I listen
But
respectfully, you know, keep it moving. But
I had
you know,
something.
it's
I
good
got to
hear
find it
people's
again.
opinions and stuff like that, but
About the autopsy reports came back, and each one of them was shot like
maybe I set it up that way by
9 times, 8 times. I mean,
responses if they don't like the personal
and
messaging. But
poor Monique
I like
was
to hear
shot
from
in the
people. I like to hear
face.
people's perspectives. I like
Like,
to
that's
hear from all
personal.
of you why you're listening
And
at home, you know, analyzing this case and hearing what you're
2000
thinking could happen.
17
right?
to 2026.
People are thinking this, and
You know, this guy was
ideas and their thoughts on
angry. And he had a really good life.
Definitely do
He was
not
a surgeon,
encourage,
a vascular surgeon.
and stuff like that. So
he was getting sued,
there's
but
something, and people say get mods and ban people and things like that. I mean, if you see a particular person you don't like, block them. You can easily block somebody. Press the block button, you can block them, and you won't see them again or anything like that.
see, I don't know how in the world anybody would be able to mod his chat,
and
like especially like when he's got like 20 or 30,000
didn't
people.
apologize or anything to her, and said I'm sorry for my chat doing this or anything. I just said, this is a chat. People are gonna have their opinions.
Oh, that was the psychic that came in the day. She was mad.
And what's going on, and hopefully I could get some of your assessment later, whatever like that. So we've been exchanging texts back and forth throughout the day and everything like that. So I'd like to see her assessment when it comes to
Yeah, she was mad because of what people were saying in the chat, but
chair. She got
in a chat that big, like in here, I can control that. If somebody's messing with somebody else, I can boot them, but there's no way somebody would catch that in a chat that big.
So, again, folks, if you don't like anyone or a particular person, just press the block button and you won't see them again.
The one you just talked to had a really good call.
Yeah.
You too, Eric.
How's it going?
You too.
Hey, there you. I remember you.
We remember you guys. You were here before. This is your.
No, you're on the news, aren't you? You have a doppelganger here in Tucson.
Man, you look like you are.
Well, I just wanted to make sure nothing was happening yet. So, so yes, all right, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you later on Molly's stream, and if not, I will see you tomorrow night here, and we will catch up on all the things. And I don't know, we'll do something. We'll figure it out. So all right, like I said, if you're new here and you had fun today or you liked what we saw, please hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you know when I go live, and give me a thumbs up. And like I said, thank you to everybody who has helping me build my channel. I'm almost there. I'm so close. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And I'll talk to you later. Peace, love, and Clawz,
We're
y'all.
waiting for
Good
the
night.
perp to be arrested, caught, or some really good information while keeping a forum open and hearing people